So, good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. And here comes the third place, a playoff between Old Georgians and the Zambezi Steelers. Now, this one is going to be a very interesting encounter. Old Georgians already being put to the sword by the Zambezi Steelers earlier on in the season in what was arguably one of the biggest upsets. And Zambezi Steelers will be looking to repeat this one. Of course, Ricky Chirengende being the head coach of Zambezi Steelers, getting the likes of Antoine Plasman coming from Belgium on attachment, Lucky Sitole, Tula Vundla, and of course, Kevin Tindi, who has assisted very much as well in the growth of that side. Really not so much a stardust from Zambezi Steelers, but a lot of stardust for Old Georgians, a side that has just unfortunately not done well enough in order to represent the name that they carry. Of course, quite a bit of stardust that is in the lineup today for Old Georgians, likes of PK Manyakara. He is in there. Sharma Jackson also in there. Wayne Kurai Menashe, and the man stepping up to the halfway line right now, Tinoru Sike, one of the boys that is going to be representing the Junior Sables for the Barters Trophy. And of course, a high likelihood that he will be in the warm-up game against the Australian Outbacks, which will be coming up next week, Wednesday. Well, we're ready to go, and Tinoru Sike, high-hanging kick, immediately collected by the Steelers. Steelers have had some standout players in the likes of Munangi Kamwendo. He scored that devastating try that put the final nail in the coffin, but big carry as well from the back rower wearing jersey number 5. Ethan Ferguson also had a very decent game last week against Old Hararians, unfortunately losing by 2 points. That attempted grabber going straight into Nwadike's hands and legs, unfortunately knocking it on. So the referee calls a penalty back for a high tackle. And that high tackle was obviously on Ethan Ferguson. Oh, not looking too good there for the man who's limping from Zambezi Steelers, Ivan Chirengende. And immediately the medical team rushes onto the scene. And that looks like the physio for Zambezi Steelers, Amanda Sisengwe. And she has obviously been doing a good job making sure that these boys remain fit throughout the season. So Ivan Chirengende will have to step off the park and get a bit of treatment. Whilst from this end, the young man called Macheka, well, Chirengende decides against going off the park, but Macheka now is going to look for touch. Puts in a pretty big boot. And while there was an attempt to save it by PK Manyakara, clearly that ball was over the touch line. So heavy hoof upfield and close to the 22. And that should be a lovely opportunity for Steelers, who have generally been good with their lineouts, to do something. Now his opposite number, the opposite number for the hooker, Luanj Matima. He was also hooker last year for the Junior Sables. And that lineout sees Old Georgians infringing in the space that's in between, contestation space. And there we go, another big hit. Sit down, my brother. Macheka Ferguson driving and making some good meters. Simple possession. Oh, another big hit. Hey. Boy, oh boy, is this man here to mean business. Macheka swings it out. But Good tackle made in time. Now looking to go again over and over. Great clearance. Another big hit by the back rower wearing jersey number 4. He has been quite hefty so far. Macheka tries to step back in and try to get himself close to the try line. Could be a pick and go here. Can he make it over? No, he's centimeters short. Could there be another pick and go? Rolls out of it. And referee says no, no try there. Gonna bring play back for another penalty. And Zambezi Steelers are piling on the pressure very early on. All Georgians will be looking to try and stop this freight train that is wearing blue and green. Those of you that may not know, all Georgians wearing red and black. Twisting and losing the ball in contact. Unganai does boot it away. But I think the referee will give another penalty. Referee is going to have a chat with the captain, PK Manyakara. And that's a penalty. Tackling, not releasing. Referee says, come back. Nwadika, I think, has played a pretty good hand for all Georgians this season. Hard running. Young man from Heritage. Dylan Gamil as well. Very structured in his scrum of position. Comes another tap. Straight to the tight head. Can he get all the way over? And he has. And Steelers have taken the lead. Could this be a repeat of what we saw at the old Georgians Dragon Lair, where they were beaten 26-12 by the newbies in the Premiership? Remember, Zambezi Steelers came from Division 1 last season. They won it. They were undefeated. This season started off with some hefty matches, which was, of course, Pitbulls and Older Aryans. But once they played teams of their level and they tasted wins, they just never looked back. Looks like Macheka is going to be taking the kick. Can he get it right? Comes in. And it doesn't look successful. He missed a sitter there, I would say. But 5-0 it is for Zambezi Steelers, who have drawn first blood against this side. Tino Rusike quickly comes back to the halfway line. One of the things you'd love to see from all Georgians is the hunger to want to respond. Can they respond? Rusike once again, high-hanging kick. Oh, that's a great take by PK Manyakara. Steals it literally from under the nose of Ethan Ferguson. Good run by all Georgians. Tiamike Mlambo passes it out. Good run by the tight head. Wayne Kuraimanashe protecting. Mlambo looking for that outside run. Emmanuel Tawaruva. Oh, he was devastating against Older Aryans at Prince Edward. Wayne Kuraimanashe with a hit. Now all Georgians looking for that crush ball. Dylan Gamil, quick ball out. Mlambo. Oh, that pass is far too loose. And oh no, Unganai caught sleeping. Picked up by the Steelers. He's all alone, and PK Manyakara with basically a try-saving tackle. Steelers still with possession and looking to make good meters. Ball comes out. Ethan Ferguson into contact, pops it out to the 8th man. And that's a penalty signaled by the referee. And judging from the position where it's at, the kicking tee would be the best advisable thing. If they could hear us from the commentary box, and it looks like Macheka has heard us from the commentary box. Only round about 8 minutes gone, and it's already looking a little bit desperate here from Old Georgians. This should be a relatively easy conversion. Much easier than the one that, well, not necessarily much easier, but definitely as easy as the one that he missed off the try. This time round, he gets it right. Assistant referees, no problem with that one. And we get back to the halfway mark. And already Old Georgians are trailing by 8 points. What they would hope for is that they're able to find some steal to come back. But that steal is also required to be stolen from the stealers. Pun intended there. Tino Rusike. Restart play. Good deep kick. This time round, Steelers decide to boot this one upfield. Picked up by Rusike. He decides to go into contact. A bit of a poor body position there. Went in straight like a log. Needs to really hunker down if he wants to penetrate that defensive line. Gamil. Ball out. Decent run from Ganai. Another good run. Rusike looking for the pass. Was a little bit low, but nonetheless does get people going. Ball out to PK. Had to kind of dab that one back in. Was running way out of space. And luckily for them, a penalty in favor of Old Georgians. It looks like they're going to look to find touch. And that's exactly what they do. This will be the first line out. Set piece for Old Georgians. Getting it right will be pertinent. Luanj Mutima. Of course, some former rugby players you can see there. Prayer Chitenderu played for the Sables. Basil Dingiswayo, Old Hararians, a stalwart, also coaching at Heritage. We call the man Fresh. He also played for Harare Sports Club. Now, tap and go. Can they get it over? No, they can't. But decent run by Wayne Kuraim Nashe. Rusike looking for the long pass. No, it has been intercepted. He's on his bike. Rusike might have given up the ghost. But Tiaminke Mlambo hasn't. And it's a knock-on, loses possession. And Rusike can recover. Dylan Gamil will be able to play under a penalty advantage. Good pass. Straight into contact. Dylan Gamil out. Luanj Mutima almost finds a gap. Offloads. But referee says no. Let's bring it back to original penalty advantage. That was almost a howler there by Tino Rusike. Sending out a ball which was more of a Hail Mary than properly directed. Rusike decides to go for a tap and go. Passes it out to Emmanuel Tawarua. Now to PK Manyakara. Sends it out to his winger. Of course, he didn't have too much acreage on his left. Gamil arrives. Wayne Kuraim Nashe. Always bustling, always hustling. Finally goes to ground. Gamil Tawarua. Rusike, long pass out. Doesn't go to hand. Great defensive work. Once again, that one goes to Unganai, but it was a horribly poor pass. And really, we expected miracles to come out of that. So all Georgians kind of struggling with that ability to really string a good game together. Something that they've struggled with all season. And the hope is that they can get it right today, come out with a bronze medal finish, and hopefully be able to build on that for next season. But with the way it's looking for Hickman and Tatenda as the coaches of all Georgians, it's a bit of disappointment this season. A lot was expected considering how many players that they harbored within their ranks and lineup. Star-studded, one would say, from the schoolboy setup. But I guess under-20 rugby can be a whole different ball game. Now we're getting through to the scrum. Let's see how it goes. Ref calls for it to come up again, saying exactly what he requires and desires from these boys. Let's see whether they can deliver exactly what he wants. Ball comes in. Good shove from the Steelers. Onto the blind side. Finds the winger who's on his bike. A dab over the top. Is it still inside? Tawarua misses out on it, and it's easy pickings for the Steelers. Oh, mistimed and well taken by the Steelers. And it looks like the blindside flanker who has scored it, wearing jersey number 6. Oh, for all Georgians, it doesn't rain, but it pours. Mistake after mistake. Surely, surely, surely. A more decent attempt at recovering it, smothering it, would have been a better option. But totally lost sight of it. And there we have it. Steelers are now leading 13 points to nil. For Antoine Plasman, as a water boy, he'll definitely be saying, come on, boys. I know we can put more points on the board. Let's capitalize on those mistakes and let's make it happen. Macheka comes in. And he doesn't get this conversion right, so stays on 13 points to nil. Still not too far out of all Georgians' reach. If they can muster up some courage, muster up some comeback, knit up their play, then maybe, just maybe, might be good enough. Unganai came in as a co-captain at the beginning of the season. Another high-hanging kick by Rusike. And referee says it didn't go the full 10. While PK Manyakara might be disappointed, I don't think there was too much of a problem there. Was just inside the line as he came to collect it. And all that the referee could do is use the rule book. So scrum right at the halfway line. And it's going to be Zambezi Steelers who have it. Good shove once again. All Georgians also struggled with their scrum. A good 8th-man pick and go and good leg drive as well to gain them some meters. Wayne Kuraim Nasha trying to jackal that one, and he has won it. I did say it before. always bustling, always hustling. You need that kind of hunger in your side. Works wonders. Tawarua gets the ball. PK Manyakara, can he show us some power and speed? Comes out of one, almost gets out of two tackles. Tackled on the ground. Dylan Gamil looking for the pass. Tawarua, Rusike gets it out to the tight head. Who's taken down right by the halfway mark. Dylan Gamil, Rusike. Unganai looking for the pass onto the outside. And the winger cuts back in. Ball is clear. Again, another tackle. Gamil, Kuraim Nashe, looking for just a gap close to the traffic, loses possession. Rest says play on. Rusike looking to recover that ball. He recovers it. And he's also made some decent meters to try and get the support around him. Gamil passes it out. And a referee says a knock on. Well. So knock on it is. And a scrum to Zambezi Steelers, who continue to get more and more in terms of the possession, capitalizing on the multitude of errors that are being made right now by all Georgians. As we're getting to round about 20 minutes played in the match. The Steelers could not have asked for a better scoreline at this point against all Georgians. And if they do complete the double, my oh my. Well, Paul is ready. Goes out to the blind side. Getting ready. Goes again into contact. And referee brings it back. A penalty. So a penalty that has come, and looks like Steelers here doing exactly what is required of Test rugby, and that is a goal for posts. So Ethan Ferguson, surprisingly, is going to be coming to take this one. How often do you see a back rower actually going for a conversion? Let's see if he can nail this one and surprise us all here at Harare Sports Club this afternoon. He comes in. It's looking good. It's actually very good. Well, a back rower gets it in and adds more salt to the wounds as he bags 3 more points for the Steelers. 16-0. And already now beginning to look ominous for all Georgians. Well. How do you pull yourself out of this pretty pickle? Still tons of time for them to do it, but they just don't look like they are going to do it. Kick up field. Well received. Again, a boot or a hoof into touch and past the halfway mark, which is a good piece of clearance, a good piece of clearing your lines. The technical bench for all Georgians, I'm sure a little bit mesmerized by how all this quality and class on the field of play is just not able to deliver things on the park. Shama Jackson today starting from the bench. And that line out is not in straight. And Steelers will make the most obvious decision. They won't go for the line out. They will go for the scrum. Referee makes the mark. And we are ready to go. So, once again, let's see how this scrum goes. Oh, Georgians are struggling with their scrum. This time round, held steady. Good shove from all Georgians. But ball does come out. Macheka now. Ivan Chirengende gets onto it. Looks to run. Straightens the run. Good run from the fullback. Great pass back inside. Steelers still have the ball. Macheka gets onto it. Again, decent tackle, decent clearance. Ball comes out to Macheka. And again, here comes the big bustling back rower wearing jersey number 4, who has been assisting Ethan Ferguson. But referee says a play must continue. Maybe one sidestep too many, but did make some meters. Oh, good running line from Nganai. Oh, and that pass goes straight out. There was a penalty, however. Ref calls for a stoppage in time. He's going to call all Georgians in. It's going to be communication, and oh my word. Oh no. All Georgians have just been given a yellow card. And it looks like it's to the tight head prop. He has to run off field. Oh no. Not too good for all Georgians. They've received their penalty, but for an infringement that happened prior. Wow. Things can go bad. That's one thing I can confirm for you. When they go bad and they go ugly quickly. And so, assistant referee also having a chat with the center ref. Maybe also trying to have a little bit of a clear picture as to what happened there. But it's all Georgians down to 14 men with the line out. Luanj Mutima needs to try and get this line out right. Could it be a 2-ball? It is. Well collected. Dylan Gamil spreads it. Again, struggling to hit the gain line. This time round, losing the gain line. And there we have it. Holding on to the ball. Penalty it is. Oh, all Georgians. Advantage after advantage, time after time, possession after possession. They seem to find a way of giving it away. Big hoof, upfield, and oh, Tiamike Mlambo saves it. Tawarua uses leg drive to keep possession. Mlambo hands it out to Luanj Mutima. Gamil out to Unganai. Big hit by Wayne Kuraim Nashe. Good protection. Rusike to PK. Good quick hands. Now to the winger. Does he have the pace? Oh, great tackle by Ethan Ferguson to bundle him into touch. But referee says no. Let's come back to the penalty. No release. Tawaruva, my goodness me, knocks it on. What happened there? Well, one thing I can say, it was a poor passer to Tawaruva. It looks like we're going to be having just a bit of a drinks break. as the referee changes his boots. Looks like more of a fashionable statement, I would say, from orange to black. But also a really good time for all Georgians to have a bit of a talk with the boys. Try see what they can get right out of this. Because it hasn't been good enough. Simply hasn't been good enough. They know they need to get some points on the board. They know they need to get things done right. But if they don't do that, they will suffer. Beautiful atmosphere, beautiful sunshine here at Harare Sports Club. Also a good crowd that is walking in, obviously expecting the final. And the crowd has been building up slowly but surely. Great big thank you to Paramount Garments. You have made this a possibility. As you're watching this on Sports Extra, the real sports platform. Zambezi Steelers leading 16 points to 0. I think there's very little that the coaching staff from Zambezi Steelers have to say. But a lot more has to be said for the All Georgians. So, just waiting on the referee now. Just have an understanding of where we're going to, what we're looking to do. Not so sure if this one has generally turned into a halftime break, but looks like it still remains a drinks break. And we will come back to that penalty. So I think there was also a readjustment of the communication gear for the referee. That's the reason why we had that mini break that we've had there. This will obviously add on to the amount of time that will still be played in this first half. Steelers leading 16-0. For an All Georgians fan, you would be thoroughly disappointed with the way that things have gone so far. So it looks like we're now ready to resume after the boots change and communication gear change. It is a scrum to restart things. And just Dylan Gamil just trying to make sure that they're on the same page with the referee. It is going to be a scrum to the Steelers. Good scrum again from the drinks break. Good shove. Ball is out. A good duck from the referee. And a good piece of play from Macheka. Nwadike tried to turn it over, but ball comes out into traffic there. Needs to be careful. Isolated runs can turn out bad, and a high tackle signaled. Ivan Chirengende goes through the gap, pops it on the inside. Tawaruva has to hold the man down, but still lots of gaps that are available. Still a penalty advantage. Tries to pick it up, and referee says no. Let's go back to the penalty. All Georgians caught offside. And struggling to get back up is the loose head. Really struggling. Has remained seated. Whether it's an ankle issue, thigh issue, cramp issue, it is an issue. As you can see right there, it looks like his boot has to be taken off. So something to do with the foot. But for now, it looks like the Steelers, who had the better water break after that very good scrum, ensued and gave us this continuity in play. So referee says it is going to be a scrum in favor of the Steelers. Has been a tough day in the office so far for the Steelers, who'll be hoping that they can salvage us. Well, not for the Steelers, but rather for all Georgians. And all Georgians will be hoping that they can salvage something. 16-0 can be easily overturned. But a good scrum allows Steelers to come away with it. Oh, goes backwards. Lost the territory there. All Georgians trying to smother. And yes, that's a penalty. Holding on. Looking for a quick tap and go. PK Manyakara looking for the gap. Comes onto the outside. Can he make it all the way through? We know he's got some gas and juice inside him. Tries to pop it back. Intercepted by the Steelers. But it's a penalty for a high tackle on PK Manyakara, who has been more industrious than the rest of the side, who seem to be lacking a bit of hunger and passion. Quick tap and go. Tawarua tries to get a long pass out. But it doesn't seem like as if the Steelers were backed in enough. And referee going to talk to his AR. And it is actually a knock-on in favor of all Georgians. One of the few things that has gone right for them in this half. Otherwise, a lot more has gone wrong. Now, well, you had thought that the scrum belonged to all Georgians, but clearly the scrum belongs to the Steelers. In any case, again, another good shove by the Steelers. Ball comes out, and favorably so, a kick uptown. Emmanuel Tawarua, can he go on one of his amazing runs? We know that is quite a good... Oh, landed right on top of him, did Ivan Chirengende. And Tawarua looks like he's come out second best. He is still on the floor. Unganai, oh, he's been carried. Finally let go. Mlambo decides to go for a dab. Could it be a 50-22? Not exactly. And it looks like we've got a massive, massive injury that has happened right at the bottom of our screen. As the referee does go and look at the line out there for the ball that has gone out, but Tawarua is really struggling on the floor, holding his shoulder. That shoulder could have popped or even dislocated. That's something that they will need to assess even right now. And it looks like he is in serious pain. And the medical team has to try and get his arm in a bit of a sleeve position using his jersey. And they will have to take him off to go and assess him. Looks like it's going to be a very bad end to the game for him, with ice as well also being put in. Referee having to jog back to check, see if the player is okay. Remember, safety is the #1 priority in rugby these days. And Tavarua, unfortunately, has to walk off the park. And as I mentioned before, he had a really, really good game against Old Hararians. He scored 3 tries in that game to make sure that he sent Old Georgians into the semi-finals. But unfortunately, Old Georgians just didn't have enough juice in the tank to overcome the Pitbulls on their home turf. Good take in the line-out. Well, Ivan Chirengende, lovely shimmy, looking to hand him off. Unganai, but doesn't get the better of him. Now looking for a different running pattern. Unganai holds on to the man. I think he was looking to hold him up. Ball being popped up. But referee will bring play back. Looks like there was a penalty. And Steelers will have possession here. They are going to kick for touch as we get closer and closer to the halftime break. Might just be a good kick. And it is. So it is going to be a line out. In picture, you can see Wayne Kuraimnashe playing flank today. Otherwise, at St. John's College last year, he was playing hooker. But with Luanj Mutima in the side, the expectation is that Mutima will take the line out. Well, that's a free kick. It looks like it might have been for balking there. Mutima goes again into contact, now wanting to get more involved. Good pass out, but not finding the man and just making life quite difficult for themselves. Gemil, Unganai, Kuraimnashe goes into contact, loses the ball in possession, in contact. Ferguson out to the man, and now here comes the hooker for the Steelers. Good run. Change of direction from the hooker, or right from the scrum half. Now out to the winger. Trying to inject life into this attack once again. Well, he had been out of the picture for a bit of a while, but puts in another good hit. Well, for Mutima there, the hand going far too high. And that is going to be a high tackle against Zambezi Steelers. And immediately, looks like they've called for the kicking tee again. Is it the kicking tee, or is he going to try and find touch? Is an injury or just an assessment of a player? They decide to go for a tap. Hoof it into touch, knowing that the halftime break has come. And so at the halftime break, it is Zambezi Steelers in a very healthy and comfortable lead. 16-0 against Old Georgians, looking to do a double against them this season in the Paramount Garments Harare Under 20 Rugby League. We're going to be taking a bit of a short break, and when we do come back, we hand to you the second half. Well, we are now getting ready for the second half. As you can see, Old Georgians have generally lined themselves up on the field. And Zambezi Steelers are getting ready to kick this one off. Well, just waiting for the ball. Not so sure where it has disappeared to, but just waiting for the ball. Zambezi Steelers in a healthy and very comfortable 16-0 lead. I mean, it is shocking for any rugby analyst who knows under 20 rugby to even believe that this could be a possibility. But guess what? It is. So not only were we waiting for the ball, but we were also waiting for the assistant referee to occupy his position on the near side. And he looks like he's now finally in position. Referee says, let's go. And Macheka, upfield. Deep kick. Wayne Kuraimnashe decides to go into contact. A change in scrum half for all Georgians. And also a substitution in seeing Tafadzo Atigere coming on. I think they sorely missed him in this lineup. Rusike, Tiamike Mulambo goes into contact, pops it out to Unganai, to Rusike. Can they pop it out? Shama Jackson also has come onto the park. Wayne Kuraiminashe gives it to the man on the outside, coming back on the inside. Really good piece of play here by all Georgians. But unfortunately, it is a knock-on. Referee says it's a knock-on right at the base of the ruck there as they were looking to pick up the play. But good continuity from all Georgians, now beginning to show what they're made of and what kind of quality they possess when they get into the thick of things. So with the likes of Emmanuel Tawarua off, Tafadzo Tigere comes in. Shama Jackson also gets onto the field of play. And the new scrum half donning jersey number 21 for all Georgians. Oh, well, that scrum is wheeling for days. Almost as good as a tractor tire. And the referee will call for it to be set up again. Again, getting ready to just send it in. No substitutions as yet from a Steelers side, and good eighth-man break. Good weaving. Good run as well. Good meters gained. Play does continue and unfortunately not rolling away and gives a penalty away to the Steelers. And basic rugby, basic execution. This is what we've been calling for throughout the season. When you're in your territory, you don't try play tap and goes. You kick for territory, find touch, execute your set piece. And who knows? Who knows? Might find yourself getting closer and closer. Getting behind enemy lines, one would say. Line out was a bit scrappy, but finally does come off. Ball out once again to the eighth man. He's also been hard running. Mutima struggling to hold him down and back, but finally does get him down. Macheka, Ethan Ferguson. Chirengende, good set of feet. Hard runner as well. Ball is out. Cheka swings it to the tight head. Ball out again. Has been hard running. That's number 4, Macheka now with the dab over the top. And the referee says no advantage there gotten. High tackle, penalty given. And this one should be as easy as you like, going straight for posts, right in front of it. And this is the test match rugby that we're talking about. Once you're in that territory, it's easier for you to get the 3. Nobody is going to be attacking you. Nobody is going to be coming to charge you down. You can concentrate on getting all 3 points. There could have been another option, which is maybe to go for the line out. But the 3 points, just to stretch the lead and keep on putting some doubts in the head of all Georgians as to whether they can make it back into this match. So Macheka, can he bury this one? Could have given it to Ethan Ferguson for entertainment purposes. Here comes the kick. It looks good. It's in. 19-0 in favor of the Steelers. Old Georgians are still to respond. With around about 7 minutes on the clock already, still, Old Georgians have got nothing. Tigere is going to take care of the restart duties. You can see his knee there heavily strapped. And the hope is that Tigere will be available once we come to the Bartes Trophy. But high-hanging kick. Well taken. Good run. Looking like it's good. Steelers here making a really decent run straight to Tino Rusike. And he decides to go on a run himself. Has been taken down and might just lose possession. And he does for holding on. Surely having received the ball in his own 22 should have called mark. That's exactly what the 22 is there for. But again, he had made some good meters, also needed some support to have come alongside him. But it didn't come. Good kick into touch for the Steelers. And whilst the discussion with the referee, with Unganai and Kuraim Nashe just being in the vicinity, does not yield any fruit at all. Simple line out. 2 ball. Changes into a 4 ball. And does not go in straight. So, free kick. Short arm penalty. Tap and go. Here we go. When Kuraim Nashe swings it out wide. Unganai. Again. Getting onto their bikes. Need to get it to Sharma Jackson. But rather they get it into touch. So they've made some good meters, but unfortunately giving away possession there, tackled, losing the ball in contact. And referee says that's where the scrum is going to be. And now Luanj Mtima is going to be a tight head. Not his foremost position. Wayne Kuraim Nashe now goes in to the hooker position. Need to hold it steady. Now they can go. Picked up. And off they go. Ivan Chirengende straightening his run. Good leg drive as well. Good contestation. And great jackling from Unganai. Rusike. Unganai. Big hit. Oh, bustling run. Great support. Ball out from Manyakara. Luanj Mtima. Ball out again. Rusike. Now all Georgians are getting some good momentum with a long arm penalty advantage. Rusike pops it out to the tight head, looking to make the run, and Sharma Jackson is going to get an inside pass, and that's a try time. That's arguably one of the easiest tries he'll score in his lifetime. But finally, all Georgians get themselves onto the score sheet, and courtesy of Sharma Jackson. Now all Georgians showing a bit of momentum and class. Now can Tino Rusike get this conversion right? Has a check, pulls back. Here it comes. Conversion is good. So 19-7 it is. Now 2 converted tries would put all Georgians in the driving seat, and they would lead by 2 points. But again, it's a matter of, can they get those 2 conversions? Early days in the second half, but not too much time, I would say. So Steelers do come back to the halfway mark. And getting ready for the restart. Macheka hangs it high. All Georgians looking to run themselves out of their own 22. Still coming to the near side. Tigere, lovely pass. Nwatike, inside pop pass. That's really good rugby. Tigere once again trying to get the pass through. And surely that's a long arm penalty advantage for a knockdown. Tiamike Mlambo wants to keep it going. All Georgians feeling good about themselves. Looking a bit isolated there. He has been held up. He has been held up. And Steelers will not let him go. I don't think that was the smartest idea. Mole formed, says the referee. And looks like even Mulambo has lost the ball anyway. And there we go. Referee says enough is enough. That's turnover of possession. Oh, that is not the wisest piece of play from Mulambo. Really just simply needed to have held on a little bit. Could have gone for the line out. Even could have allowed Steelers to go the full 10 and then create some space for yourself to run in. Now, Steelers also having a bit of a chat with the referee. And so, I'm not so sure whether he was supposed to get a yellow card or not. But substitution still for the Steelers. Change in the 8th man. I believe that man is called Chisepo. He's a hard runner, big boy. Comes from Goromonzi. Good rugby player. Love to see him play this season. Short-arm penalty. And all Georgians being a little bit too eager. Quick tap and go. Nice breakthrough here by Macheka. He's weaving his way through. Oh, great counter-ruck. Great counter-ruck. Unfortunately, not able to get hands on the ball. Ball out. Macheka takes over scrum half duties. Chisepo, big hit. Out again. Could have popped it out to Chirengende, was straightening his line. Chisepo spins out of one. He's made some good progress Ethan Ferguson picks up on the loose ball. Again, another pickup. Can he make it all the way? He does. Oh, well. It is try time. Try time from one of the substitutes as well coming on. Was aided by Chisepo to get over the line. And to compound the insult with misery, no matter what the questioning will be from Munganai and Sharma Jackson, it is try time, gentlemen. And Steelers extend their lead to 24 points to 7. The conversion getting ready to come now from Macheka. One of the easier ones as well that he'll have to do this afternoon. He gets it right, so 26-7 it is. All Georgians, can they muster some form of a recovery here? An odd 15 to about 20 minutes left in this match. 19 points to get. Basically 3 tries and a bare minimum of 2 of them have to be converted. But if they convert all 3, who knows? Ball is knocked backwards. And that is a penalty advantage. Referee calls for it. Speaks to the assistant referee. So while the conversation does continue on the park, referee is going to have a chat with one of the Steelers players here. Not happy with the way that a stop in play was brought. It is going to be a penalty. Wayne Kurai Munashe on the turf. Not looking too good. All Georgians, as well as Sean D'Souza, will be hoping that the young man isn't too injured. We'll have him in his junior Sables plans. Looks like he is limping off slightly. And they are going to kick for touch, hoping to find some distance. They have found some distance. And Luanj Mtima is the one who's going to send his line out in, whilst Wayne Kurai Munashe will be on the sidelines getting attended to. Rugby is a hard sport, tough one indeed. Looks like we just didn't have a ball on the park. It's back, it's there. So, off we go. We're ready for the line out. Can they get it right? Looks like it's in straight. Good to go. Rusike Nwatike. Haven't seen too much of him in the match today. Oh, that was a good pass to PK Manyakara, who has been held up here by the Steelers. Mole formed, says the referee, and ripped away. And Steelers are on their bike. Chisepo picks it up. Good leg drive from the young man. Also good protection of the ball. Good box kick from Macheka. Picked up by Tigere. Lovely sidestep. Comes back on the outside. looking for a better option to kick into touch. And at least he found it, coming right out close to the halfway line. Referee has generally handled this game quite well. I think for the most part, a referee always does come under scrutiny. It's tough being right in the center of the pitch there, trying to make sure every decision is right. That line out was not in straight. And so referee says, I'm going to give a scrum. All Georgians had hoped for a short-arm penalty, but not quite. Antoine sending in some orders. Now getting ready to go. Feed. All Georgians a scrum. Backtracking, but ball is out. Coming back into contact. Ball is out again. As play does continue. It is a knock-on, but luckily for Tigere, they were not back 10, so an extra 10 given. Again, now they go tap and go looking for, oh my lord, what happened there? Losing the ball in contact. That is no less than a cardinal sin. Some gamesmanship there. Well, the Steelers obviously can afford to put on a better smile than whole Georgians. And the Steelers have got a very, very strong chance here of remaining undefeated against all Georgians this season. Met in the round-robin stage, now meeting in this stage. Munangi Kamwendo onto the park, assumes the first center role, whilst Macheka was in the fly-off position, has assumed the scrum-off role. It's now a scrum. Macheka with the feed. Sepo holds on to it. Looks like an eighth-man pick and go. Tries to toss it, but it goes straight out of play. I'm not so sure if Chisepo there made the right decision. He'll have to apologize to the rest of the lads. Easily could have just set it up. And he has apologized to the rest of the backline. Of course, backline players don't like to see a ball being wasted. And that love-hate relationship does continue between backs and forwards, especially when forwards want to take the hit and backline players want to execute a move. Line out is good. Ball comes out. Rusike. Nwadike. Goes down. Nganai Rusike. Lovely pass to Tigere. Surely this should be try time. And oh no. Looks like he was just smashed into touch. But it's still a penalty advantage for all Georgians, regardless of what happened there. Now comes out the ball again. Shama Jackson was ready to pounce. But referee having a chat with the Steelers. Already discussions here by all Georgians as to what do we do with the ball now. Still time for them to do something. Here we go. Big bustling run by the tight head. He came back from his yellow card, remember? Nwadike tries to pick it up. Ball out. Rusike. Pass to Shama Jackson. Wasn't too good. Rusike. He now wants to go in. Decides to go into contact where he is held up. But ball is ripped away. Tigere passes it. Looking for that pass. Bobbles out of Shama Jackson's hands. Might just be kicked forward. The Steelers get the boot to ball. Tiamike Mlambo. Well protected. Ball out. Rusike. Rusike takes over. Again, another hit by Unganai. Good tackle and great defensive work by the Steelers. Tigere swings it out to Shama Jackson. Oh, lovely little dummy. A little bit isolated here. But finally on the ground. Tigere with a good pass in the running line. And a meal of it is what they make. But penalty advantage very much in availability. But not until the injury is addressed to the tight head from the Steelers. Don't know if that is an issue with the calf, groin, or knee. Time is running out for all Georgians. And Steelers are growing more and more confident of being able to come out with a good result here. Here's another penalty. Would have loved to see Tigere go for post, but they've decided to go for touch. And that is going to be their line out. Luanj Mtima is going to go for it. Has had some decent carries in the game, but love to see more. Good line out. Great take. Rusike looking for a hard running line. Maybe handed it to a man who was already in a stopping position. Again, Rusike Nganai spreads it to Shama Jackson. He's got very little room to work with on the outside. Tiamike Mlambo decides to set it up. A dab over, but hands over possession to the Steelers. When an afternoon is just not going according to your way, things go horribly wrong. Good pickup by Munangi Kamwendo off his own grabber. Box kick by Macheka. Doesn't find touch. Ball bobbles back. Rusike ships it out. Does finally find someone, and that one looks like it was a forward pass all day long. And the referee has stopped matters immediately. It will be a scrum here for the Steelers as time continues to rock and roll forward. It's Zambezi Steelers 26, Old Georgians 7. And it's more than likely that it's going to end this way. Again, all Georgians. This time is a long arm penalty. Engaging in the scrum quite early. And Macheka will send it to touch. Try find another line out. Eat more minutes. He's really doing a good job, Macheka, of controlling the tempo of the game, controlling the play. And so we go. A line out with a substitution coming on for the Steelers. Looks like the loose head has to come off. Five-meter line out is approved. Another run from the big boys in the forward pack. Chisepo tries to find a gap. Isn't too successful there, but makes some meters. Macheka to Ivan Chirengende. As they're getting closer and closer, could they add more insult to injury here? Oh, that's a good hit. And great body positioning. But unfortunately, just knocking it on as he was going into contact. Just around 67 minutes are gone in the match. And as you can see in the back of that scrum, it's FS Raiders who are getting ready for the women's final. And they're already all dressed up and ready to go. All Georgians, what can they do? 8-man pick and go. Looking for Sharma Jackson, can't offload. He finally does from the base of the ruck. Has been a poor day in office for all Georgians. Really would have wanted to do something today. Ball out. Handoff. Comes back in. Luanj Mtima tries to make some tracks. Finally goes to ground. Again, dummy runs. Unganai straightens. Chicken wing pass to Tigere. Can they now bury it? Tigere tries the pass to Manyakara. Runs back into traffic. Needs some support. Can all Georgians put enough pressure? There are gaps and holes everywhere if they can manipulate them. And oh, that pass from the deck. Knock on by all Georgians. Referee has to run back. But all Georgians with a decent run of play there. Had a good eye on each other. At that point, just the final ball not available to just get them over the try line. Chisepo looks like he has to be attended to by the medical team. And so, referee says there was ball is in touch now after that knock-on. So knock-on advantage won't be played since the ball was now in possession of the Steelers. It's gone past the momentum phase. And so all Georgians will get the line out. Can they get it in straight and give us a little bit more of what they showed us right there? Referee says, hold on the line out. So, referee just having a bit of a word with some old Georgians players, making sure everything is in check. Right, ready for the line out. Boys have to walk in. Goes for the jump and stolen by the Steelers. Oh, that's the last thing they wanted. Ball out. Ferguson, hard running all day long. Has played a really good match. Munangi Kamwendo. Bit of a dab upfield to get it. Picks up on it. Can he counter-attack? Fakes a kick and finally does kick it. Goes straight into touch. And finds the crowd. Now, there's going to be a line out for the Steelers. And the reality of the matter is, Steelers arguably have this match in the bag. Very little time left on the clock. With all of the stoppage minutes played, Steelers get it in straight. And a referee asking for the line out to be taken again. So they have to line up again. Let's see if they can get it right. Here comes the line out. Again, this time round, looking good. Steelers up and away. Munangi Kamwendo there, just going a little bit too low. Offload from the Steelers, driving them back are all Georgians. Penalty for a high tackle. And Steelers get the penalty. One must feel that this should be the last phase of play. A tap. He boots it into touch. And the Steelers, in their first year of the Premiership, have come out third and have won the bronze. Old Georgians have been felled and downed here at Harare Sports Club. They've lost 26-7. Second time that they've lost to Zambezi Steelers. Second time that they've conceded more than 25 points in this encounter. And oh my word, lots to talk about, lots to understand, lots to decipher. But what has happened on the field of play is simple. Zambezi Steelers are 26, Old Georgians 7. In the 2025 Paramount Garments Harare Under-20 Rugby League, Zambezi Steelers have stolen the show and Old Georgians have suffered at their hand.